pitch is looped towards shortstop. Petroselli's back. He's got it. The Red Sox win. And he's pandemonium on the field.
Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, brought to you each week by the National Sports Collectors Convention. Join us every Wednesday evening at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time and get the latest news from the greatest experts in the sports collectibles world. You can watch us on the Great American Collectibles Facebook page, as well as YouTube, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. And now your hosts, award-winning sports collectibles author Tom Zappola and Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli.
Rico, baby, a belated Happy Father's Day to you.
You too, to everybody who's a father, right?
Derek, Gordie, you married?
I am married.
Kids?
No kids.
No kids. All right, so happy Father's Day to be. Louis, happy Father's Day to our viewers and listeners. Tom Zapp, Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. We have a great show today. One of our old favorites, and he is really old, Derek Grady. I had to say every day. I had to.
I used to be one of the young guys coming up on the national level in 1998, and now it's the Gordie Bonkers guys. You know, I mean, it just happens. You get old, man.
Derek Grady, Heritage Auctions. Gordie Bonkers, new to the show. Hopefully, Gordie down the road is going to kind of join us once in a while from Bonkers Cards. Is that the name of the company, Gordie?
Yes, Bonkers Cards, correct.
And you have your own podcast. Is it called the Gordie Bonkers Show? Gordie, what is it called?
Yep. So I have a weekly podcast that airs on the Sports Card Nonsense media channel, the Gordie Bonkers Show, all covering everything related to the hobby, collectibles. I always have focused on a vintage spotlight, mostly everything before 1980. I also kind of take the viewpoint of discussing the sports card market from the alternative asset lens. I talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Then you're going to have Rico and I on at some point too, right? Or else we'll have to kill you. Other than that,
love to have all you guys on there. Absolutely. And then on social media at Bonkers Cards on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And then I write a weekly newsletter as well, the Bonkers Cards Substack. So email writing about the hobby, updates on everything related to my adventures, buying and selling collections, brokering deals.
Well, have you always been, Gordie, have you always been a collector as a youngster?
Yes.
And what made you want to get into what you're doing?
I did collect as a kid, like so many did. And then like so many dropped it for a while when I was in high school, college. What got me back into it, actually, my last role I had before I went full-time on Bonkers Cards, I was a managing consultant at Michael Page, which was a financial services recruitment firm specializing in investment banking, hedge funds, and private equity groups. And I was writing a lot of financial media content to attract my clients. And so I was writing about the job market, the stock market, the economy, investing trends. I still have those sites. It was thebonkerbeat.com and then the Bonker Beat on all my social handles. I wrote a piece about alternative asset investing in 2021 timeframe-ish. And I specifically highlighted the sports card market as an emerging asset class. People were starting to buy sports cards, not only for the collectability, but for the value appreciation. And I loved it. I had a buddy that was in the hobby bring me to a card show, and I was fascinated at the amount of money that was exchanging hands on the showroom floor. So made a new social media channel completely aside from the Bonker Beat, and I called it Bonkers Cards, and it was me documenting, relearning the history of the hobby. I built the 1954 top set, fully completed it, was documenting the history of the players, was talking about the sports card market, who the big players were in terms of the auction houses, how to buy, sell, find collections. Wow. And then started live selling in 2020, late 22, early 23 on TikTok at Bonkers Cards. And I was just going to card shows on the weekends, picking up cards, selling them on TikTok live. And then noticed that was a really big business opportunity for myself, live selling. And now today, when you see the amount of investment going into the live selling marketplace with eBay Live, whatnot, TikTok's still obviously a place that people live sell. I left TikTok to join eBay Live exclusively just a few months ago. So now my live show, Bonkers Cards Live, airs every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on eBay Live.
It's interesting because you're talking about asset management. And we've talked about this on this show on many occasions. My financial advisor, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and we've talked about it. And now, I mean, he and his 2 sons, and they're both your age, they're really beginning to incorporate collections into people's portfolios, and it's really, really people are really. It's paying off for a lot of their private clients. So it's really and that's exactly. I've handed him a lot of my stuff, but I kind of make suggestions to him, and it's all part of my portfolio.
His name is Bernie Madoff, isn't it?
No, he's dead. That was my old guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was the old guy.
Rick's cracking himself up here.
I'm done.
Derek, what are your thoughts on that, though? I mean, you've been collecting for a zillion years, of making this part of a portfolio.
Actually, I've always thought we were onto something with the amount of people that love sports, that go to games, that sports bet, the pieces of the game, the memorabilia. I always thought would be the leader. If you have a game worn Aaron jersey photo matched in 1964, 1968, whatever year, right? How that can't be $1 million item when there's still 300,000 or 400,000. We have a 67 photo match coming up in Platinum Night in August, and I would argue how a Wembanyama card can sell for $5 million, and here's one of the greatest baseball players ever photo matched to his back. It's how that can't be more. Like, I would question somebody. I have one of the best Unitas jerseys in my collection, and somebody's going to go and pick up a Unitas rookie graded a 9 or a 10, whatever the number would be, a 9.5. And you're going to take a championship game worn Unitas jersey, and somebody's going to pick up the card over that. I just don't even see how that's.
Well, that's not his. Hold on, but that's not necessarily the case, because Gordie, correct me if I'm wrong here, but at least with my financial guy, memorabilia is a large part of, like, for instance, my portfolio and other clients' portfolios. It's not just cards. But with that being said, Gordie, let's tie in the whole, and Rico loves talking about this, the whole speculation part, because, I mean, you got to be real careful on the modern and on the ultra modern card investments. I mean, we've mentioned this before. We've seen people get burned on Juan DeFranco cards. What's his name? The guy that's eating himself out of the NBA. I can't remember his name. Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
I mean, those are. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars was spent on some of those player cards. What are they worth now?
But what weren't they spent when the guy had a great year?
Yeah, but if you kept the card, Rico, what the hell good did it do you?
What if you bought the card
and flipped it?
First came out, the card came out, bang! You buy all these young guys' cards. So that's not that big an investment, is it?
Now it is.
Yeah.
There's one cards coming out. There's 6 figures as soon as they.
Absolutely.
Before they even do anything. Super records and stuff, right?
I mean, so Gordie, you see this all the time. Do you have any advice for people, especially young? Again, it really frustrates me because, we talk about this all the time. Are you an investor, or do you love it? Do you love the hobby, or are you both? Do you have any advice for young collectors / investors?
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, all the disclaimers aside, not financial advice, my honest personal opinion of it. I've always pushed people, if you're thinking about this purely as an investment, to push them away from any player that's still actively playing, because the modern market has so much fluctuation and volatility to it. When it comes to the all-time greats, specifically in the vintage sports card category, which is what I primarily focus on, they have 30, 40, 50, hundreds of years of literal price appreciation that we can point to and show. I mean, you guys can look back in all those old Beckett magazines back when that was what was telling you what market rate was. But even today, you can look at VCP data going back the last 10, 15, 20 years and be able to overlay that to other asset classes, whether it be the S&P 500, real estate, whatever people want to invest into. And it's very clear. If you buy
Lou,
the best players and the best cards of all time, they're going to appreciate. And, it's an interesting argument Derek's pointing out about memorabilia. I've always pointed clients that are reaching out to me looking for investment pieces to go into sports cards. And the huge reason that I do that is because of the liquidity that comes from sports cards versus memorabilia. I feel a lot more confident in the valuation on sports cards. There's a lot more of a mature marketplace for sports cards. I think the population is very easy to understand and articulate to somebody that's investing. There's only about 52 Topps mantles in PSA 8 condition.
Right.
There's 5 9s, there's 3 10s. We know those 3 10s aren't moving. So you can kind of backtrack it quickly to say, here is the price performance of PSA 8s. And they're going to go up because the supply is basically fixed and the demand is increasing. So it's
but also tell you, hang on a second. So back to what Gordie's saying, he's 100% right. And keep in mind, you can register these. We all started with cards. That's why I have cards. Okay. Yeah. I just would argue in order of importance, a game worn jersey that's what's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Sure.
That kind of stuff. When you have that in a museum, I think that's amazing. I have a Rico Petrocelli game worn jersey, 1971 flannel. So
worth nothing.
No, you know what?
Wait a second though, Derek and Gordie. What about that 1927 Babe Ruth Gamer bat? I mean, how can you not count that as a tremendous upside investment?
Well, it is, but what Gordie's saying is it's just the mainstream. You get to register your cards, you get to collect them, you get to put them in online, you can see them all. Oh, by the way, when you have to hang up stuff in closets and put them up in frames and display it, you can have $5 million worth of cards in a box this big. You cannot put jerseys and bats and footballs and hockey jerseys. I mean, all this stuff in a box. Okay, there's a lot of different things, but I will say this: Mantle jerseys, just like a 52 Mantle, was $50,000, then $75,000, then $100,000, $200,000. I remember when they first broke $100,000, and now they're $1.5 million an 8 if it's a decent 8, as we know. Gordie can tell you. Not all 8s are created equal. There's about 35 Mantle PSA 8s. There are 6 9s. There are 3 10s, and there's the SGC 9.5 that we sold. A Mantle jersey at the same time, when we go back, you could buy an all-original Mantle jersey for a few $100,000. Now, you're getting over $5 million for an all-original Mantle jersey. So memorabilia has taken off to it, but it's so hard to find. And then again, you're thinking PSA with graded cards. You have lots of different authenticators. Not all can be trusted. Not all auction companies can be trusted. So as Gordie's point was, it makes it simple. Here's PSA, here's SGC, here's Beckett. Okay. With memorabilia, with bats, it's John Tobby. With photos, it's kind of like you have different authenticators for everything. If you just say I'm buying and selling PSA, it makes it pretty easy.
Yep. Guys, but isn't that market, the collectors, a small amount of collectors? You don't have an association which would look into the demographics and so on and so forth. But the vintage is great, don't get me wrong. But how many people, out of all the people who collect, including if you had a list, how many could afford basically?
Well, on the vintage side, that's a good question, Rico. On the memorabilia side, Derek, you and I have talked about it. I mean, it really is a very, I'm talking about on the high end stuff. It's a very small, closed. I mean, you guys are always recycling, repurposing inventory. I mean, you'll have a bat, and someone will buy it and hold on to that bat for 5 years and then hand it over to Brian Dwyer or Joe Tomasulo or JP. I mean, it's kind of like it really is kind of a small network of high-end investors.
The great part about cards, okay, because if you want a decent Mays bat or Clemente bat, it's going to cost you $15,000, okay? In cards, you can, on any budget, I did this when I was a kid. I was buying, Roberto Clemente was my guy, but I was buying Clemente, Aaron, and Mays because they were cheaper than Mantle. I thought they were better. Well, Clemente because he's God in the Pittsburgh area. Mays and Aaron, I just said they're better stat-wise than Mantle. I don't have a love affair with New York, so I'm going to buy Mays and Aaron for a discount. And I bought their cards when I had a paper route. You have a budget for cards. I love to see, and Gordie can attest to this, that now ones are super collectible.
Well, that's
people
true.
now
That's
look at Gowdy Roots, T206 Cubs. They're buying them in authentic holders. Okay, they're all going up.
A good point.
1s, 2s, 2.5s. There's always everybody can participate.
Mhm.
You know,
good
with
point.
a lot of these cards.
We are chatting with Grady Bonkers, Derek Grady. Louis, you're very quiet today.
I'm listening. These guys are great. A lot of great
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
I want to
Hey,
talk
we
to
just,
Gordie.
Gordie and I just started here, so you know this is together as a
I
team.
want to tie Gordie and Derek's point together here, and I'm wondering if it's unfair to say the vintage market has over matured at this point because you don't get the opportunity at the beginning of the market to buy in profit. It's all priced right out of the gate really high, as opposed to memorabilia. Derek, I had this thought with the Mel Rojas homer in the World Series. Like that ball's going to be worth a bunch of money, right there, and the memorabilia seems to be right there and still viable, and you can still buy it. You can still get great memorabilia from Shohei Ohtani and move forward that way. But the vintage card market, is it overripened, Gordie?
No, I really think if you look at the amount of appreciation that's coming to the category, you'll look back at the prices that are being paid today and be like, man, that was a good time to buy. And it goes towards the higher level trend of the amount of newer collectors and investors that are coming in, because it's only been in the last handful of years that there has been real sophistication, in my view, of like really big capital allocation going towards this as an asset class. It wasn't like this from my understanding in the 2000s and the 90s. There were certain profiles that were looking at it, and this is not to discredit people that have been here for a long time, but I think that you're going to see more technology get built in the space. You're going to see more investment come in as it becomes more sophisticated and more accepted, both from an investment standpoint, but also if you look at, you know, I've always said I'm a huge fan and excited that Michael Rubin came in and did what he did and will continue to do, because he knows how to market. He's an unbelievable entrepreneur and marketer, and he has culturally made collecting cool. And that's why you have Tom Brady opening card break.
So Derek, does the vintage versus modern memorabilia market have the same kind of division?
So here's the thing with Fanatics. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are crazy what they're selling Ohtani stuff for.
Yeah.
You can get a Brooks Robinson photo match jersey, an Al Kaline jersey. I mean, you can get some of these things for 30 grand, 40 grand. You know, when you start talking Ohtani, they're selling jerseys that he just wore. Again, maybe a significant jersey, one of these bubblegum jerseys or a throwback jersey or something special. And then he did something in it, because Ohtani always does something. They can get 100 grand, 150 grand right away. I don't see how that lasts, but so many people want to collect. And I was arguing with somebody the other day about, you know, I don't know why people that were vintage guys start to embrace modern. Well, when I collected, I bought the 1986 and 85, you know, the 80s stuff, but I also went back and bought vintage. We like to have things that are current, right? How can you be a New York Knicks, a fan of New York? Because everybody seems to be a Knicks fan, right? If you're a New York fan, you're a Knicks fan, apparently, because they have more fans than anybody right now. But if you collect Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, you don't want a Jalen Brunson card. You don't want maybe a jersey signed. Their kids do. So they start to collect this stuff. And I've seen, and Gordie knows this, a lot of the top end modern guys were vintage guys. There's billionaires that literally.
Well, they all were. I mean, they all were. Most
prefer modern over vintage now. And I still think you can do both. I think that I'm interested to hear Gordie's opinion on the manufactured rarities that they keep making more.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, but hold off to that thought, Gordie.
Wait. So we have to go with your thought, not my thought.
No. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is that we're going to have a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
And I want Gordie to hold that thought. We are going to come back with an On Deck with Rico segment. And then, Gordie, I want to talk about manufactured rarities, because I have a real problem with that. Gordie's in the house. Derek is in the house. Rico's in the house. Lou's in the house. I don't know where the hell I am, but we're going to take a quick break.
We don't either.
And we'll be right back.
Yes.
In 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards, and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, mile high. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectibles Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Now look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
Okay, we are back. Grady Bonkers is in the house. Our old pal, Derek, the GOAT, Grady. Rico's in the house. Before we get into the on-deck, Rick, you all right there, Rico?
Yeah, I was just doing something here and I got caught. But anyway.
What do you mean you got caught?
No, well, I was doing some...
He's counting his money. You know,
listen, before
his financial advisor is what he was doing.
His wife is. Yeah. Before our on deck with Rico's segment, we want to talk about our pal and Derek's pal, Michael Veriali, and his unique business model, Sports Card, the Hobby. Michael takes pride in educating collectors about the ins and outs of the hobby and will advise you on making sound decisions based on your collecting needs. You can follow him on Instagram at Sports Cards, the Hobby, or on Facebook. While you're there, check out their super rare collection of Ken Griffey Jr. signed rookie cards and others. To learn the value of your collection and event schedule, visit sportscardsthehobby.com or call or text 631-339-0900. Educating, buying, selling, and trading is Sports Card, the Hobby. You know, I think I have to credit you, Derek, for getting kind of Michael started in this little industry.
I don't know how that is. I helped start him. He's a DJ in Long Island that we became friends with all of us, you know, and he, yeah. I mean, I don't know what influence I was.
By the way,
that's cool. If he turns out to be great, that's awesome. If he turns out to be, you know, ends up in jail, then no.
I gave him a hard time about the U.S. Open. I said, you should be ashamed of yourself. Awful. But anyway, it's time for our On Deck with Rico segment. Now, Gordie, every week when Rico's on, we take a question from a viewer, and Rico will answer. It could be about anything. But Lou and I decided this
leave
week.
me out of this.
Lou and I decided this week to take a little different approach, because Rico, there's a piece of film that I have thoroughly studied, and I am convinced that you are solely responsible for the brawl with the Yankees.
You're right. I was, man.
Whoa.
That's Tillotson.
Tillotson will go to first. And he and Lonborg are exchanging words now. And
No, Rico, they're just talking right now.
Well, Tiltotson's saying you got to get up there. Wait till
Yeah,
you
well,
get
let's
up.
watch what Rico does.
Well, now everybody starts coming out.
And the umpires are converging as Foy went over to get to it. Tillotson.
Joe Foy was hit on the top of the head.
Now, there's Petrocelli in the middle. Look at you're in the middle.
Right.
George Scott is trying to talk to you.
I'm very angry. Now somebody said,
look, there's Rico. There's Rico.
Yeah.
Go to it here at Yankee Stadium. Out of the bullpens, they're coming now. Both bullpens out.
Yep.
And they're
Looking
trying
in
to
the bottom,
order.
of course.
That is Petrocelli that you saw there in that close-up shot.
So, Rico, did you get any
And
good
now
swings
it's
in there?
spreading over a
Yeah,
little bit
I got a
towards
couple of
second
good
base.
ones early on, but then everybody jumped on me and some of the other guys.
Thad Tillotson hit by a long board pitch. Said
Yeah.
something to him, and Tillotson, of course, had hit Foy.
Now, Gordie, I don't
Foy
know if you know
started
this,
saying something, and
but
you could see
Rico had
the
Joe
Yankees
Pepitone
coming
in
out
the
and
headlock
going on,
and
it started.
took off his toupee off his head.
That's a great clip, man. Very cool.
Thanks, Louis.
Very
Appreciate
funny.
it.
Okay.
That's
No.
awesome.
No, it
But
was,
that
one of many fights. In those days, pitchers threw it, guys. If you hit a pitcher real well, say you had three hits and 1 to 2's a home run. The fourth time you come up, you're pretty much going down. I mean, and they didn't fool around. I mean, they threw at your head.
But you know something, Lou, when you think about this, and Lou's been a Red Sox fan his entire life, as I have.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about this, Lou, this is the truth. When you think about Boston media baseball fights,
Mm-hmm.
the two that stick out into my actually there are three.
I know the two you're going to talk about. Yep.
There are two that stick out, and then a third almost. One, the one we just saw with Tillotson. Then we go to 75 Rico with Bill Lee,
Bill Lee.
and you were in the middle of that one, pounding on someone. Who was that? I can't remember.
No. I was, I
You were
was
in the middle of it.
I was in the middle of it, but Bill, the Yankees really hated Bill because Bill would strike somebody out and walk around the mound smiling, and and so
Not Bill.
yeah, the spaceman. So they were mad at him, and so we tried to protect him.
You had somebody in the headlock there. I can't remember who it
No,
was.
it was. I get in the middle. I don't know what I did. I threw a punch or something.
Well, wait a second. Let's expand the list. There's Munson and Fisk,
Yeah,
Veritek, and A-Rod. Although
A-Rod.
it really didn't turn into a fight. And
that's
then
true.
the little scuffle where Pedro dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Don
And then-
Zimmer.
But
Don
then
Zimmer.
there was the almost greatest moment. It was the greatest moment in sports media, Boston radio,
Oh well, that's
When-
a different deal. Yeah.
when Petrocelli on the air, WEEI, the number one station in the country at that time, drive time, challenged Dennis Eckersley to get in his car, come over to the parking lot, and you wanted to fight him.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
Yeah, you tell it. No, I told him to come in here and talk to Dick Raditz. He was on Dick Raditz. And I got mad, especially mad. First I said, now, come on down. You can discuss this. And then he says X said to Dick, what have you ever done? So that got me really riled up. So I said, come on down here. Come on down here if you're going to start saying stuff like that. So
That was the greatest
come on
piece.
down, come on down.
Yeah,
But we had
driving in
more,
my
we
car.
had in those eras we had more fights. Now they're protecting the players. You don't want to see anybody get hit in the head, certainly. But they're big investments now. So,
Oh, absolutely.
You spend millions on a guy, you want him in the lineup.
The only fights you get now are Devers with his manager. That's
right. So
Hey,
that's
Gordie,
it.
let's talk about.
That's. I won't say another word about it.
I know. Gordie, let's talk about manufactured rarities. I have a real problem with manufactured rarities. I
Explain
personally,
that. What is it?
A manufactured rarity is a card company either cutting a deal with a player or creating a card that's one of one. In my opinion, Gordie, I have a real problem with it. I just think it's nothing more than a marketing ploy to make money. Prove me wrong here.
Well, I think you have to be able to hold two truths at the same time in your head when you're thinking about this, because both things are going to be true. And then you have to be able to land and make a decision on what you think for yourself. So on one hand, and the side that I do favor with you, Tom, it is frustrating to see the manipulation of the quote manufactured scarcity of these modern cards, right? There are dozens of one cards across several different products that are made by the same manufacturer, which for a new collector or investor coming into the space is a little confusing, and it's manipulative from the manufacturing standpoint. I personally I don't think I've ever indicated to anybody asking me, should I buy this one of one? Because I always tell them which one of one, which is a joke.
Which one?
Exactly.
Now, at the same time, you do have to hold another truth in your head, that the ability for these companies to create excitement and marketing material around really unique products, like the rookie debut patches that are all true one of one. They are the only patch that were worn on the first game that those players played. And that's a really unique and exciting item, both from a collectability standpoint, but also like the relevancy of sport. Like if I could own a card that has a piece of Hank Aaron's jersey in it from the first time he played, that is an exceptionally cool item. So yeah, that is a one of one item. And I think that should continue to go up in value over time if the player does become a historical figure in sport. So you have to be able to say, what is real to me? What is something that's going to stand the test of time from a relevancy standpoint? That's why I have one or two modern cards in my collection currently, period. All of the stuff that I invest into and keep in my collection is old, it's vintage. But I start to think about some of these modern cards that kids are seeing in this hobby boom that we're in right now. A lot of people love the kabooms, the artwork that are in those cards.
Right.
And I think when those kids grow up and they're 30, 40, 50 years old, they're going to remember these kaboom sets, and they're going to remember these debut patches cards. And they're going, man, that was so cool. That was the big chase when I was a kid. I loved Jalen Brunson, or I loved Wemby, or I loved Ohtani. And that's his one of one, whatever. And that's going to mean something to them. So you have to be able to say, look, some of this stuff is not for me. Some of it, I'm going to stick to what I feel comfortable with and know. But some of it is going to go up in value, and it is going to be something that a manufacturer just stamped the one of one on, and then next week they made a different one of one.
Yep.
Derek?
But who can buy them, Derek?
Who can buy them?
Who can buy them?
People.
Aren't they
wealthy people? They're expensive, like wealthy people. Like if they're whatever they're doing. So Topps now is probably making. Gordie, you might know this better than me. They're going to make something for the New York Knicks, right? The championship. I'm sure they're going to put that out, and they're going to have a hit in it that's going to be probably Jalen Brunson doing something, or the hand play by that guy.
Something super cool.
Okay, and they're going to have it signed, and it's going to be stamped one of one, and it's going to be six figures instantly.
Yeah,
instantly. Okay,
absolutely.
I can see your point, Gordie, on the plus side, but I have such a hard time wrapping my arms around that. But anyways, it is what it is.
A lot of these rookies have 500 one of ones, 300 one of ones.
Exactly.
I don't know who gets crowned king. Which one?
I mean, see, that's my
one?
point. Listen, we've said it a million times. Babe Ruth is dead. Ty Cobb is dead. So what you see out there's a finite number of cards out there that are Babe Ruth cards, that are Ty Cobb cards, that are Christy Mathewson cards. But they can just keep, pounding out the Wemby cards or
Yep,
the
they
Brunson
are.
cards, right? And they
Yeah.
are. All right, listen, Rico, earn your money here. Why don't you tell our viewers and listeners about our good friend Charlie Perino and JRI Cards?
No. Yeah, just kidding. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right. This is a book, so take a nap. If you want to have an absolute
Wait,
blast,
but can you read it? Can you read it with a little
wait,
passion?
yeah. Hey, if you want to have an absolute blast at obtaining some great modern and what should I take modern out of there? Some great modern and vintage cards. You got to check out JRI Cards. Our paisan Charlie, the Iron Ripper Perino, along with Money Marco, the Dollar Girls, and the JRI Gang, give you the chance to participate in opening a graded, unopened, and sealed fresh wax or cello pack of your favorite
Cello.
sport or non-sport.
He always says cello.
Hey, I'm Italian.
Cello's an
It's
instrument.
it's a
Cello
cello.
is an instrument. I tell you that every week.
All right. Hey, it's easy. You buy in. Charlie opens the pack, and you get a packed fresh card. It's that simple. As a matter of fact, if you pull that special jewel, the guys at JRI Cards will even have it graded for you on the house. And the cost of grading, this could be a good deal. Featured in the LA Times, ESPN, and USA Radio, JRI is the hottest card pulling show on the internet. Charlie and his staff make it fun, entertaining, and enjoyable with his collection of hats and sound effects. And don't forget that JRI donates a part of their proceeds to various charities. That's JRI Cards. Check out their exclusive breaks and events that everyone is talking about. They're always digging up cardboard treasures. For great hobby experience, go to jricards.com.
By the way, Derek,
if everyone advertise on
I
our
need
show
oxygen.
to a live read, it's like
Yeah,
it's the best value there is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek, by the way, JRI Studio is 200
Really
yards
nice.
from your heritage site in West Palm.
You still want me to go down there for that, don't you? You still want to do a remote?
I've
from the
asked you
West Palm.
3 times. When we're down there in the wintertime, you should come down. We'll do a show from Heritage. We'll get together with Charlie, bring you up to his studio. He's got a beautiful studio.
Now do
And
the
he's-
show from Two Drunken Goats, not Heritage.
Well, we can
Derek
do that.
and Tom will buy lunch.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask both of you guys a best way for new collectors and educators to get educated. First, you, Gordie.
Oh man, well, outside of subscribing, following Bonkers Cards,
Right, here you go.
reading Bonkers Cards newsletter. I think the way that I thought about when I go back and when I started relearning the hobby, I learned a lot through watching others interact online, whether it was through Facebook, like collector Facebook groups, or specific like social media channels. Like I Have Kid, I think like following people like myself or the other content creators in the hobby that are filming them at card shows or talking about sales. There's a handful, there's dozens of them now. There's so many people that are creating great educational content. You need to spend the time and watch the stuff and learn and actually have conversation with people that are in it. I always say like the best way is to just jump in and start to actually interact with it. There are certainly like blogs and stuff that you can read and going on and watching and looking at the results at places like Heritage and REA and looking at the different cards or sets that you like. I think it is difficult on the modern side of things because there's so much different product out there and it is a little confusing to the earlier conversation we were just having. But still, there are great content creators that are focusing on that as well. But I think consuming the media is huge. And I do think with the way we download and consume information now, it is primarily short form video content. So whether you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, it's a great place to see it. You just got to do your vetting. You got to watch people that are here for the right reasons and want to grow the hobby and educate people.
Derek?
So it's much different. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to go to the local card store. I couldn't wait to get the SCD and read it when it was not just 10 pages and it was like 300 pages. which people don't remember. It's a long time ago when it was 300 pages. But man, I used to go through that, get the standard catalog of all the different sports, and then go to shows and learn and talk to dealers and go and talk to collectors, and you meet collectors. And prior to me, they used to write letters to each other, okay, and try have meetups. Now it's a different world. Like Gordie said, everybody's getting their content online. There's a ton of available podcasts. Some have bigger names than others, like Gordie's, and you kind of have to gravitate towards the people you trust that have given good advice that aren't trying to sell you something, And the modern advice can be tricky. I don't know if they're trying to pump. There's some influencers that are trying to pump up their own stuff and tell you what to invest in, and then they dump it and make a bunch of money. You have to be careful who you listen to. And the modern guys, Gordie's talking about tried and true stuff over the past 30, 40 years, vintage blue chip cards. Modern, you got to be careful taking advice on what to buy in modern, because these players can screw up. Right. So but it's a different world now. Like, look, we learn everything I know now. How did I know Gordie's name? The internet. Scrolling through Instagram and seeing this guy named Grady Bonkers. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting name. Did he make that up, or did he buy that name? Is that your real name, Gordie?
Gordie Bonker, singular. Oh, wow. And then I threw Bonkers cards on there.
Love it.
It's half like they're my cards, but it's also the playing of that's bonkers. That's crazy. So
good. That's
definitely. Well, and by the way, the hobby is going bonkers. So that's why I'm going right. But no, there's a lot of people trying for it. But just like anything, there's like like auction companies. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people. If you're talking to somebody the other day, and he's like, "Dude, everybody's a dealer now. Everybody is a dealer because they're paying for their hobby. If they have if they're married and their wife's complaining that they're buying too many cards, what better to do than, hey, I'm going to try and sell some. I'm going to figure out a way to buy and sell. I'm going to flip stuff. I'm going to become a breaker. I'm going to become this. I'm going to do this. Everybody's walking around with these briefcases, or those what do they call them? The
Zion cases.
Yeah, the Zion cases, right? I still don't have one, but there's 12-year-olds that have them, and they can open up a box and there's a 6-figure card in there. I'm just blown away.
Derek, I've told this story before. Rico and I, 2 years ago, Rick, we were in Cleveland. I was at the Cleveland show, I think. Yeah, we were sitting in the hotel lobby, having lunch, the two of us, and they had a trade. It was a trade event going on, and there's probably 75 to 100 kids between the ages of 13 and 20, 21 walking around with those cases, and it was just amazing to watch them trade, buy, sell. They were all very nice to each other. A lot of them, their parents were there just kind of staying in the background. This one kid walks by Rico and I. Couldn't have been more than 15, Rico?
Yeah.
15 years old. He's got the briefcase. So I stopped him and I said, hey, have you had a good show today? He says, oh, it's been great. I says, what do you got for there in cards? I said, what do you have for cards in your case there? He says, no, I don't have any cards. I have all cash. This is like a 15-year-old kid.
The trade nights at the National.
It's crazy. I know.
Hotel until like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. There's hundreds and hundreds of wannabe dealers or collectors that are trading, but it's really a dealer, right? Because they're selling cards, they're setting up their wares. They're taking every table available. They overrun the hotels. It's really astounding to see this. It's the show after the show. Like the National's trying to say, hey, our trade night's here. Okay. Yeah. There's going to be a trade night at every hotel that's unsanctioned. You can't stop people from doing these. The Dallas Card Show has it. It's
wouldn't you say that this now that I'm thinking of, there's the actual categories, the vintage, these type of kids, the kids that are doing this in the middle, you know what I mean? There's all.
There's a lot of people doing both vintage and modern. And I love it.
Yeah,
I do too.
I understand the vintage is how important it is to the hobby.
Speaking of shows, this weekend, 1,000 vendor tables, 3 days. The biggest card show in the Northeast comes to Marlborough, Massachusetts this month. The Northeast Sports Card Expo takes place this weekend, June 26th through the 28th at the Four Kicks Sports Complex. 3 full days across 150,000 square feet, packed with sports cards, Pokemon, TCG, memorabilia, and more. 1,000 tables means a lot to dig through. Vintage cards, modern cards, Pokemon, TCG, it's all going to be there. Card grading services are going to be available all weekend, along with autograph authentication from JSA. Plus, meet more than 50 autographed guests. Now this is a good deal. Every paid admission includes one free autograph from each celebrity guest. Redeemable during their scheduled appearance time. Get your tickets now at northeastcardexpo.com. And it's more than just cards. Train night over 2 nights, raffles, World Series trophies, mascots, food trucks, and more all weekend long. Plus, a different commemorative show poster will be given away free to the first 200 attendees each day. General admission, $20. Early entry and super early entry options are available. And, of course, kids get in free if you're under 12. If you're buying, selling, trading, or searching for your next big pickup, this is the show you don't want to miss. Go to northeastcardsexpo.com for more info. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We have another segment with Grady Bonkers and Derek Grady. Derek, where are you in the office?
I am.
Oh, at your house?
No.
You're in Dallas?
No, I'm in the New Jersey area.
Oh, the Jersey office. That's nothing. New Jersey office, nothing.
Where's that at, Derek? We're in Jersey.
Right. Well, I'll tell you offline, but it's more where we process consignments and.
Before we take a break, have you been to Dallas? Have you looked up my nephew?
I haven't been to Dallas in a while. I would forget. But you
could pick up a phone and call him and welcome him.
Does he work for us?
He does.
There's 800 people. Okay,
he's an intern. He's
Okay.
an intern. He's doing very well. Mike Prove is keeping an eye on him. He's doing
Okay, there
great.
you go. Okay, but I'll say hi when I'm there.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Hang in there. We have one more segment. We'll be right back.
Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
If you're a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on their tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Are you a collector looking for that rare trading card or autographed ball or photo? If so, then PB Collectibles in Newport is the place for you. PB Collectibles has graded cards, raw cards, complete sets, and wax boxes of the stars of the future, today, and from the past. We also offer a large selection of both vintage and modern cards. So whether you're looking to add to your collection or sell it, visit us at PB Collectibles, 269 Spring Street in Newport, located across from St. Mary's Church. We are your neighborhood card shop and much more.
Hey, I'm Mike Petroselli. If your company is looking for the best in marketing and promotional items, you'll hit a home run with Petroselli Marketing. With over 8,000 suppliers and 650,000 imprint-ready items, we can get your company the visibility it needs to get your maximum exposure. Whether it be office promotions, wearables, automotive, sports items, and everything in between, Petroselli Marketing can do it all. Our design staff will even work with you from concept to delivery and customize your products. At Petroselli Marketing Group, we will get your brand in front of your audience. Contact us at info@petrosellimkt.com or call us at 603-880-3202. That's Petroselli Marketing, where no dream is impossible.
Petroselli Marketing. Yeah,
Rick, what were you going to say?
That's nice. What?
What were you going to say about Petroselli Marketing?
Oh, well, yeah, no, they do a great
pens
job.
Work good. Your pens work really well.
They do everything, and not just the product, but it's the embroidery and the other stuff that's very, very important. And he's on-time delivery too.
Mikey's
so
a good guy too.
I'm very proud of him, and he's my oldest.
Started the company. You're the founder.
Well, listen, had nothing else to do, but no, I had 4 sons. 3, they're all good guys and family.
Great guys.
So fortunate.
Hey, listen, we were talking about the Northeast Sports Card Expo. National Card Investors of Northborough, Mass., one of New England's premier destinations for vintage cards and memorabilia, will be at the Northeast Cards Expo June 26th through the 28th at the Four Kicks Sports Complex in Marlborough, just 5 miles from their store. To celebrate, they're giving away free 1984 Topps Nolan Ryan number 470 baseball cards from vending boxes to the first 1,000 collectors who visit the table. Simply scan the QR code at their table, connect with National Card Investors on Facebook, and show us and follow our page, and you will get them. And that's not all. The next 1,000 visitors will receive a free 1984 Topps Cal Ripken Jr. All-Star card number 400, also from vending. Stop by and browse our outstanding selection of vintage sports cards and memorabilia. And remember, we're always buying vintage cards, complete collections, and sports memorabilia. Can't make it to the show? Visit us at National Card Investors, 50 Southwest Cutoff, Suite 3, Northborough, Mass. Or call 508-842-3224. I'm sorry. I think I'm dyslexic. 508-842-2324. National Card Investors, bringing the history of sports to collectors throughout New England. You know, we've been talking about it. We're real excited about the book project. Derek, you and the guys at Heritage, but not just you guys, everybody has stepped up to the plate over the last 6 to 8 months while we're putting this project together. And we're real excited about it. The book is called Legendary Finds and Sports Collecting Treasures. This is our final book. This is our 8th and final
whatever.
book.
That's what you said.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
You know, you're like, everybody says that. This is it.
It's a money grab, Gordie. That's what he said. It's a money grab.
He said in that four books ago. He said,
and then we all give him free content. I helped him with the damn title.
You know what it is, Derek? It's manufactured rarity.
It is. It is. Yeah. All these rare stories. And then he just goes and calls all his friends, and we help him out for free.
The last book.
Money. Yeah,
This is the last of our 7 award-winning books, by the way. However, I digress. We're excited about it. Basically, Gordie, I don't know if you know anything about the book, but this book is going to be about the greatest finds in the history of the hobby. Awesome. Obviously everybody knows about the Rosen find or the Lucky 7 find or the Black Swamp find, but there are finds that we have uncovered through private collectors, through auction houses that are just eye-opening. And then we've also have a couple of chapters based on, for instance, using Derek as an example, talking about just pieces that have great backstories that have come through, for instance, Heritage Auctions or Memory Lane or Golden, some great, unbelievable backstories. And then finally, we've partnered with a lot of the great private collectors in the country. And we just asked the question. I'm going to use Scott as an example. Scott Ireland. I don't know if you know who Scott is. Scott is one of the biggest and most prolific vintage collectors in the country. And Scott kind of stays under the radar. Wouldn't you say that, Derek?
Well, you just brought him above the radar here. So that's, yeah. So you did
well,
good.
I mean, Scott, just as an example, we were going back and forth with Scott. I said, what is the one most iconic piece that you own? Your Mona Lisa. And he said that it was the 1914 Crackerjack set that he owns, a complete Crackerjack set, which is the highest graded.
That happened to be a find. That was probably one of the best things that has ever walked into a national convention.
The backstory is incredible.
It was crazy. Yeah, no,
but
your book.
But hold on, Derek. Then I said to him, well, wait a minute. What about the Jackie rookie jersey?
It's insane. Yeah.
So he said, well, that's another good one. So we're using both. We're using both. He's got the Jackie Robinson rookie jersey. He's got the highest graded 1914 Crackerjack set with an unbelievable backstory. So what do we use? We're using them both. So that's kind of an example.
It's going to be an interesting book. A lot of people, I know not everybody reads. Maybe you guys can put it on audiobook, but it's going to be a great book. It's a tabletop book. Why I'm not even getting paid for this, so why am I doing an ad for you right now? I think Gordie and I were talking like there's a lot of ads happening here, so we're going to start. Maybe we're going to start getting into this ad business here.
Still have one more to do.
I'm sure you do.
Let me just qualify this, okay? We're inundated with ads, and we turn people away. And I got to be honest with you, Gordie. You had a lot.
I was going to say, who have we turned away?
Yeah, I know. I turned down big consignments. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, come on.
Gordie being here, we had Mike Veriali knew that Gordie was coming on. He's a big Gordie fan. So he has an ad. and he asked us to use
Very
it,
cool.
which we did. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
And we do have one more. Speaking of which, Gordie, how important is insurance?
Very important, especially when we're talking these 6-7 figures.
Okay, so with that being said, Lou, how important is insurance?
Well, Gordie and Tom, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency has been insuring collectibles since the early 80s. The late Tom Finkelmeyer wrote the original sports memorabilia insurance policy when no one else in the industry was insuring sports collectibles. A lifelong collector of sports cards, Tom Sr. instilled the love of collecting in Tom Jr., who is the current president of Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency. Tom Finkelmeyer Jr., with 3 decades of insurance experience, has paired that expertise with 50 years of collecting, and with a litany of professional designations, including counseling and risk management. Tom covers every aspect of your collectibles insurance needs. Unlike some of the companies that just sell collectibles insurance directly to the consumer online, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency is the only independent retail agent who specializes in sports memorabilia and collectibles nationwide. Representing all major companies that sell collectibles insurance, there's no agent that insures more collectors, dealers, appraisers, auctioneers, or events in the collectibles hobby than Finkelmeyer Insurance. A good friend and hobby legend, John Tobby of JT Sports, has been using Finkelmeyer Insurance for over 20 years. For more information, go to thefia.com. That's Finkelmeyer Insurance, where collecting is our passion.
All right, Derek, you got all kinds of auctions coming up this summer. Let's talk about them.
You know, the one that ends July 10th and 11th. It's kind of our prelude to the Platinum Night auction. It's a great one. We got a 52 Mano and an 8, 55 Koufax 9, a T206 Plank and a 4, 33 Sports King Thorpe and a 9, which you never see, a 54 Bowman Mano and a 9.
Wow.
Lots of sets, lots of great stuff. But then when you get into the National, and we'll put out that museum display, and we'll have our entertainment department there as well. But we have speaking of the World Cup, you know, we have one of the most famous balls in existence, the Hand of God ball, that Maradona, you know, punched in the goal, and then scored the greatest goal supposedly ever, where he dribbled through the whole team. We have that ball, which is going to be millions of dollars. We also have a T206 Wagner that's freshly being offered to the hobby. You know, just jerseys, Koufax jersey, Aaron jersey, Clemente jersey, bats, you know, unopened wax. It's going to be 52, another high-end 52 Mano and an 8. That we'll put on another museum type display, and we'll have one of the biggest booths in the National.
I'll tell you, your display is just it's a museum. It's just a blast walking through it. Especially with your entertainment guys in there too. You guys just do a great job.
That's a great addition.
Are you set up? Are you going to be set up, or are you just going to be roaming the floor
at the National?
Yeah,
I will be set up. I have a section with the SCN guys. We'll be filming some content, doing deals at the National. I will be walking the show floor, trying to get some content. And we'll also be looking to buy. The National really brings out some big boy cards that don't come out throughout the rest of the year. I have a lot of high-end clients that are looking to invest in specific cards, hoping to arrange some deals to make the most of my time there. It's kind of like a marathon and a bit overwhelming the week of the National, obviously for everybody, but
yeah, I know it is more than ever
for me. And I feel like this way, even with the smaller shows, the National, it amplifies it. There's like 100 different things I can and should be doing, and I just have my individual self. And so it's kind of like I've got to just try to focus one thing at a time, enjoy what's right in front of me, and maybe accept too that I won't be able to do everything, and that's okay.
You're gonna have to accept that. Yeah, you can't clone yourself, my friend.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It'll be a great week, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, we will be getting some deals, and I'm looking to buy, and I'll bring some big stuff to sell as well.
Gordie,
we will be. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Louis.
What's your personal holy grail that we can have Derek out and find for you?
Oh man, the personal holy grail. Well, I don't know. There's certain cards that come to mind. Like I really love my 54 Hank. I have it in SGC 7. I could maybe see it going up to an 8 at some point. I love SGC stuff. Oddly enough, a grail item I've been chasing for a little while now. The guy has it on eBay, and it's just a little too highly priced. It's not like crazy priced, but I'm a big fan of the band. Robbie Robertson, like, just one of my favorite musicians of all time. I absolutely love Levon Helm. And the greatest concert of all time, in my opinion, is The Last Waltz. And my buddies and I, every year on Thanksgiving Eve, watch The Last Waltz. And there are only 3 existing tickets of these. I probably shouldn't even be saying this because one of them's on today.
We're not going to compete against you. I love this. This is great.
There's 3 existing tickets.
Throwback.
One guy has 2 of the tickets, and he's selling like the lesser nice one, but he wants like $8,000 for it. And it just feels like, I don't know. I don't want to spend that much money on like a faded concert ticket, but I love like stuff that has historical relevance or personal meaning to me. I love to invest into cards like that I know will go up over time. Oh, one of the big grails that I've been super into. I'm really into golf. I had a super cool experience yesterday. I got to play Palmetto Golf Club right in Aiken, South Carolina, which is a little outside of Augusta. And there's a lot of history attached to that golf club. I have been really into golf history lately. I've been buying a lot of Bobby Jones stuff. I think like a high-end Bobby, if there ever was if a Bobby Jones autographed 32 U.S. Caramel ever came up, a autographed 33 Gowdy Sport King of Bobby Jones, those are true grails. Like I probably would get priced out of those, but those would be unbelievable finds.
Those would be finds.
Yeah,
you know, there's in West Palm. I don't know if you've ever been to the Palm Beach. Now it's called the Donald Trump Airport, but I don't know if you've ever been there. But there's one great restaurant. It's called Sam Sneed's, and it was created by Sam Sneed's family, and it's just chock full of Sam Sneed memorabilia.
You know, we sold his collection, right?
Yes, I did know that. I did know that.
If you go through our archives, there's incredible Sam Sneed stuff.
Have you ever seen some cool Bobby Jones stuff there?
Oh, when we get it, it's highly contested. I mean, I would have to search our archives to remember exactly what we've sold of him, but I have a client that collects golf as well. And if there's a Sports King Jones in a 9 SGC or PSA, he's owning it. US Caramel, he's buying, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's undervalued based on how many people golf and love golf. It's got such a cool history.
I feel the same. That's why I've been after it.
Interesting.
A signed Bobby Jones piece would be sick.
Yeah.
And listen, we're going to be we're just about out of time. We're going to be broadcasting. Many of you know we're going to be broadcasting from the National on the Berkers stage on Friday, I believe, from 1 to 3. Gordie's going to be joining me for the entire 2 hours. Derek will be joining us in the second hour.
What do you have on Gordie, by the way? How did you pull that off?
I'm sorry. Well, you know what it was.
What do you have on Gordie? How did you pull that off? I mean,
well, you know something. I'll tell you what it was. I feel that Gordie can help keep Derek in kind of in control. So no, we have an all-star cast. We've got Gordie, we've got Derek, we've got Joe Tomasulo, we've got Brian Dwyer, we've got Joe Orlando, we've got Joe Drellick and his gang. We've got a whole cat. We've got Brian Drent from Mile High. Everybody's going to be on stage with us at certain times, and we have a great time. Derek is always nice enough to bring hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of free giveaway.
Oh yeah, no, I have Provenzel go out and buy wax boxes. I throw packs to everybody. Yeah,
and we throw stuff.
We'll do it again. You throw out the cheapest things ever. It's unbelievable.
What are you talking about? No, we have those balls, those nice nerve ball things.
We'll see. Do better this time.
All right. With that being said, Rico, I love you. Happy Father's Day.
Guys.
Say hi to the gang.
Well, you
Gordie,
too.
Thank you so much for coming on board. We enjoyed it.
Show,
We're going to have to come back.
Great show.
Looking forward to working with you at the National. And
likewise. Yeah, it was great meeting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say the GOAT, you know what you mean to us. You've probably done 50 shows with us over the years, and we love you. And Lou, as always, great job with your production. Lou, where are you? Are you at the casino?
No, I'm not at the casino. I'm in my office.
Oh,
Rico's basement.
Very
nice. Thank you so much for having me. I really look forward to the National. Appreciate everybody. If anybody wants to connect with me, you can follow me everywhere on social media at Bonkers Cards and subscribe to my newsletter at bonkerscards.substack.com. And just really appreciate it, Tom. Thank you.
Good. No, my pleasure. With that being said, Rick, we'll talk to you next week. Louis, Ellen and I are hopping on a plane this afternoon for L.A. We're going to California. Actually, we're doing the photo shoot for the new book at Memory Lane Auctions. At Memory Lane, we're doing it, Derek.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Well, good
JP
luck.
is welcoming us.
Have some stand-in models for you.
And actually, we're having dinner with your old teammate, Joe Orlando. We're having dinner tomorrow night with Joe and Kristen. So it's gonna be a good week. With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you for all your support. I can't say enough. Without you guys, be nothing. Happy collecting.
See you.